Now we're going to be covering how to store your dies and mats. You really want to store your dies in a very nice rack like we have available here. And the reason for that is if you lay your dies on top of each other, eventually you will find that the metal blades will appear. And I don't know if you can actually see the silver blades on this, but they've actually popped up above the die, it's the foam itself. Okay, so you always want to store them horizontally in a rack so that they're not touching each other and putting pressure on you. I also will store my mats the same way. The long mats, I do have a tendency to store flat, and that way they don't warp and get all wavy. So we have the racks available, and then we also have the storage dies capability. So these will actually, you can pull these out and they will fit the dies. They come in multiple sizes. We've got the 6x6, the 6x12, 10 by 10 dies. So then we're going to go ahead and cover cleaning your dies. This is critical to continue to get clean cuts. So the first thing that I do when I have a die and I've used it, I go ahead and I use one of these lint rollers, and I get as much of the excess lint off as possible. That's the first thing that I do. Then if you look closely, you'll see that I actually have some threads and some lint stuck in here. So this here is our little Go Pick, and I use that to clean out that additional lint and threads. And you can see this die really needed to be cleaned. So I do that, and then once again I take the roller and pick up as much of that lint as possible before I go back and set my die on its side and get it stored. The other thing that I do is when you look at how your die comes, you have these sleeves. And a lot of times those sleeves will have patterns on them. What I do is I've created myself a book with all my information on my cutter. So I've actually stored the instructions and my tips in the very front of the book. And then I have segregated my dies by certain areas. So I've got applique, I've got pieced, and I've got strip dies. And what I've done is I've just put them in a sleeve holder, and that way when I need them, I have them. It will tell me what mat I need to use. It will also give me a pattern, and it will tell me the yardage that's required for that specific pattern. It also will give you directions, step-by-step directions. So this is kind of how I organize and file. And this is just a sampling of what I have. I haven't done all of them. You should have probably gotten the flying geese if you've gotten the Go Big. I've used that multiple times as borders. And then my strip dies. Now the strip dies you have to fold a little bit different to fit into these sleeves, and I got that one in there really tight. But again, even on the strip die, there's a pattern, and again it tells you the cutting mat size, and if you look down at the corner, it will tell you which cutter you can use with this. So in this case, I can use it with the Go, which is the crank model. I can also use it with the Go Big, the electric, but I am not able to use it with the Go Baby because there's no check mark there. So that covers cleaning and organizing and storing your dies. So we look forward to seeing you. I highly recommend the rack and the storage boxes along with this handy dandy pick. And that should do it for now.